Nobody talks about it out loud at first. One day, a firearms instructor shows up to class with something different on their hip. A competitive shooter quietly switches platforms between seasons. A law enforcement trainer who carried Glock for 15 years starts recommending something else to new officers. Nobody announces it. Nobody makes a video about it immediately. It just starts happening. Slowly, and then all at once. That is exactly what is happening in 2026. Glock may still be the 800-pound polymer gorilla of the handgun market, but bans, lawsuits, and years of slow evolution have serious shooters looking hard at what else is out there. And what they are finding is that the alternatives are no longer second choices. They are serious contenders. This is not a Glock hit piece. Let's be absolutely clear about that before the comments start. The Gen 6 update that launched January 20th, 2026 was the most meaningful Glock update in years, and it addressed several legitimate criticisms. The reliability record is real, the aftermarket depth is unmatched, the institutional trust is earned. But here's what the data shows in 2026. Several guns beat Glock in specific categories. The Walther PDP and Canik TP9 have better factory triggers. The SIG P320 is more modular. The CZ P10C has better ergonomics for many shooters. And a growing number of experts are deciding that the specific category where their alternative beats Glock matters more to them than the categories where Glock still wins. 7 pistols. 7 reasons expert shooters are making the switch in 2026. Let's get into it. Number 7. Ruger RXM. Why experts are switching. Glock DNA with modular architecture, Glock refuses to offer. The Ruger RXM came out of left field. Ruger, viewed by most shooters as a traditional brand, partnered with Magpul to produce a pistol that pushes the boundaries of what counts as a Glock alternative. It looks the part, and many components are cross-compatible with Glock, but Ruger designed the RXM with a removable serialized fire control group that allows grip module and slide swaps with ease. Magpul designed and produced the frame, and options now include Glock 17 and Glock 26 sized frames, in addition to the original Glock 19 sized option. What that means in practical terms: one serialized component, multiple configurations, full Glock parts compatibility in many areas, and a Magpul-built frame that shooters who have handled it consistently describe as more ergonomically refined than the standard Glock frame out of the box. The expert argument for switching is straightforward. If you already have Glock magazines, Glock holsters, and Glock accessories, the RXM lets you move to a modular platform without abandoning your existing investment. And the modularity it offers is something Glock has never provided at any generation. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, barrel 4.02 inches, frame Magpul polymer, modular, price $499 to $549 with a verdict. Glock ergonomics improved, Glock parts compatible and modular in a way Glock has never been. The RXM is the most logical switch for existing Glock owners who want more without starting over. Number 6. Springfield ARMORY Echelon. Why experts are switching? More features, more optics compatibility, more capacity at the same price. The Springfield Echelon has been making noise among experienced shooters for its combination of features at a price that undercuts premium competitors significantly. The variable interface system provides direct optics mounting for over 30 different red footprints without adapter plates, a genuine engineering achievement that most competitors have not matched at anywhere near this price point. The 2026 Echelon 4.0 FC takes it further. Full-size grip with compact 4-inch slide, 17-round flush magazine and 20-round extended magazine both included in the box, tritium illuminated sight standard, and a modular grip system that swaps without tools, all at a suggested retail of $710, which is less than the Gen 6 Glock 19's $749 MSP, and with significantly more features included from the factory. The Echelon 4.0 FC is about the same size as a Glock 19X or G45, making it easily concealable while offering full-size capacity and a more versatile optics mounting system than anything in the current Glock lineup. The expert argument for switching is value and optics versatility. If you plan to run a red dot and want to future-proof your optics investment, regardless of which footprint your next optic uses, the Echelon's universal mounting system is the most compelling answer in the market under $750. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 17 plus 1 standard, 20 plus 1 extended, barrel 4.0 inches, optics 30 plus direct mount footprints. Price $710. The verdict: more features, more optics compatibility, and more capacity in the box than any Gen 6 Glock at a lower price. The Echelon is the most feature-complete duty pistol under $750 available in 2026. Number 5. HKVP9. Why experts are switching. Build quality and trigger refinement that Glock has never matched at any generation. Heckler & Koch built the VP9 with one philosophy that runs through every decision in the design: no compromises on reliability or precision, regardless of manufacturing cost. The result is a pistol that experienced shooters consistently describe as feeling overbuilt relative to its price in a way that no Glock has ever replicated. The Walther PDP has some great features that make it just as good as a Glock, and in many ways better. The performance duty trigger in the PDP is even better than the Gen 5 Glock. What really holds the PDP head and shoulders above Glock is its ergonomics. The same ergonomics argument applies even more forcefully to the VP9. The VP9's paddle magazine release, ambidextrous controls, and customizable grip panels address 3 specific complaints that Glock owners have raised across every generation of the platform without full resolution. The factory trigger is cleaner and more consistent than the Gen 6 Glock trigger out of the box, with a tactile reset that experienced shooters describe as superior without aftermarket modification. In 2026, the VP9A1X crossover model, combining the compact slide with the full-size grip frame, delivers 17-round capacity with a 4.09-inch barrel in one balanced package. Factory optics options with HoloSun and Vortex start at $1,399. Specs: caliber 9mm, barrel 4.09 inches, capacity 17 plus 1, price $1,049 standard, $1,399 with a factory optic. The verdict: premium price, premium performance. The VP9 is the switch for experts who have decided that build quality and trigger refinement matter more to them than aftermarket depth. Once you shoot one, the argument for paying more becomes very easy to make. Number 4. CZP10COR. Why experts are switching. A better trigger and better ergonomics than Glock in the same size class at a lower price. The CZP10C is widely regarded as a direct competitor to the Glock 19. It offers similar size and capacity, but with notable ergonomic and trigger upgrades. CZ engineered the grip angle to feel more natural than Glock's, which is why many shooters who struggle with Glock ergonomics find the P10C to be a better fit. Its trigger is clean with a short tactile reset that rivals Glock aftermarket upgrades, except it comes stock. That last point deserves emphasis. A factory CZP10C trigger competes with a Glock that has had a $150 aftermarket trigger job done on it. You're getting that performance from the factory at a street price of $480 to $540, which is below the Gen 6 Glock 19's MSRP. The optics-ready version ships as the standard in 2026, with the slide already cut for direct red dot mounting without adapter plates. Germany's Bundeswehr selected the CZP10COR as their standard military sidearm, the P13, replacing the aging P8A1, giving the platform NATO-level institutional validation that most Glock alternatives cannot claim. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15 plus 1, barrel 4.02 inches, weight 26 ounces, price $480 to $540. The verdict: better factory trigger than a stock Glock, more natural ergonomics for most shooters. NATO military adopted and priced below the Gen 6 Glock 19. The P10COR is the single most compelling value argument against staying with Glock in 2026. Number 3. Canik METE SFT. Why experts are switching. Competition-grade triggers at a price that makes Glock look overpriced. The Canik T9 series delivers the best factory trigger available under $500. That statement is not a budget qualification. It is an absolute performance claim that experienced shooters who have run the platform consistently validate. The Canik METE SFT is the 2026 evolution of that platform. Full-size striker-fired 9mm, 18+1 capacity, optics-ready slide, Warren tactical fiber optic sights from the factory, 2 magazines and a holster included in the box, at a street price between $380 and $440. The trigger is the headline. Canik engineers the METE trigger with a pre-travel that is shorter than the stock Glock trigger, a break that is cleaner, and a reset that is more tactile and shorter than anything in Glock's factory lineup at any generation. Competitive shooters who run USPSA production or similar divisions have been using Canik platforms to post times that challenge shooters running much more expensive equipment, specifically because the factory trigger requires no modification to be genuinely competitive. The expert argument for switching is simple. If you are going to spend money on aftermarket Glock trigger upgrades anyway, the SFT delivers that performance from the factory at a total cost lower than a stock Glock. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 18+1, barrel 4.46 inches, includes 2 magazines, holster, fiber optic sights. Price $380 to $440. The verdict: the best factory trigger under $500. If trigger performance is your primary criterion and budget is a real consideration, the SFT makes every dollar spent on a stock Glock trigger upgrade look like a problem that should never have needed solving. Number 2. Walther PDP Compact. Why experts are switching. The finest factory trigger in production in a genuine duty and carry package. When the PDP came out, it was evident Walther was gunning for Glock. Their engineers analyzed the competition, identified the weak points, and targeted them precisely. The performance duty trigger in the PDP is better than the Gen 5 Glock trigger, in the opinion of experienced shooters who have run both platforms extensively. What holds the PDP head and shoulders above Glock is its ergonomics. The PDP Compact delivers 15+1 capacity with a 4-inch barrel, an optics-ready slide accepting full-size red dots without adapter plates, and multiple backstrap options for genuine, hand-fit customization. The Super Terrain slide serrations make working the slide more reliable under stress and in adverse weather conditions than Glock's standard serrations. The grip texture is more aggressive and more effective than anything Glock ships from the factory at any generation. One experienced shooter reported 10,000+ rounds through their PDP with reliability and accuracy good enough to carry it while on duty. The performance duty trigger is consistently rated above the Gen 5 and Gen 6 Glock trigger by shooters who have run both platforms in duty and competitive environments. At $649 to $699 street price, the PDP Compact runs more expensive than a Gen 6 Glock 19 in MSRP terms, but eliminates the aftermarket trigger cost that most Glock owners eventually accept as necessary. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, barrel 4.0 inches, weight 24.5 ounces, price $649 to $699. The verdict: the finest factory trigger in production, better ergonomics than any Glock at any generation, and proven reliable through 10,000+ round duty use. The Walther PDP Compact is what Glock would build if Glock prioritized trigger feel and ergonomics as highly as it prioritizes simplicity. Number 1. SAUER P365 X Macro Comp. Why experts are switching. Everything Glock's carry options do done better in a package Glock cannot match. Here is the honest reason the P365X Macro Comp sits at number 1 on this list. It does not just beat Glock in one category, it beats every carry-sized Glock simultaneously across capacity, shootability, factory optics integration, and factory recoil management. in a package that is genuinely slimmer than the Glock 43X despite carrying 17 rounds. 17 plus 1 capacity, a factory-integrated compensator that reduces muzzle flip to a degree Glock has never achieved in a factory carry configuration. A slim profile just over 1 inch wide. X-ray 3-day and night sights standard from the factory. Shield RMSC optic cut mounting a red dot without adapter plates. X-series flat trigger shipping standard, all in a package that conceals under genuine everyday clothing. SIG was able to achieve an impressive 17 plus 1 capacity in a gun that is still only about 1 inch wide. The integral compensator at the end of the slide redirects expanding gases upward, pushing the muzzle down and minimizing flip. Since the slide is also thin and relatively low mass, it cycles very fast without being violent. The expert argument for switching from the Glock 43X or Glock 48 to the X macro comp is terminal. The SIG carries 17 rounds to the Glock's 10. It is slimmer. It has a factory compensator. It has night sight standard. And it comes optics ready without requiring a Shield Arms magazine upgrade to reach competitive capacity. The P365 X Macro is an incredibly soft shooting pistol that points intuitively. Over 1,800 rounds through 2 of these pistols with only a couple of failures to feed in the first 100-round break-in period, after which they have run great. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 17 plus 1, barrel 3.7 inches compensated, width just over 1 inch. Sights: X-ray 3-day and night, price $800 to $850. The verdict: the P365X. Macro comp does everything Glock's carry lineup does and then does more of it better in a slimmer package. 17 rounds, factory compensator, night sights, optics ready, and genuinely concealable. This is the gun that makes experts who carried Glock slim pistols for years stop and reconsider. And in 2026, more of them are making that switch than ever before. Glock is not going anywhere. The Gen 6 is a genuine improvement, and the institutional trust the brand has built across 40 years is not erased by a better trigger or more versatile optic system from a competitor. But the conversation has shifted in 2026 in a way that is real and documented. Experts who carried Glock for a decade are making different choices now. Not because Glock got worse, but because the alternatives got significantly better. The gap that used to make Glock the obvious default has narrowed to the point where the choice depends on what you actually prioritize. Drop your current carry pistol in the comments and tell us honestly, has anything on this list made you reconsider what is on your hip?